Greetings and welcome back to Smartwatch Ticks. We're a YouTube channel on the web at smartwatchticks.com. We got a box. We've got a smartwatch in here. Interesting packaging. We've got a clear cover on top of it, and the watch unit itself is completely separate from the band, which is here, and underneath is a charging dock and a manual. So what are we looking at? Before we even get deep into it, this is a body temperature measuring device, a Bakeey QS16 PRO. It's a really nice looking device. It's very inexpensive, around $30 or so. Check the show notes for the buying link and hopefully a discount coupon for you as well. Overall 1.69 inch, does blood oxygen, heart rate, monitoring 24 different sport modes and custom dials, all supported. You got quite a few languages for both the app and the watch. You've got Bluetooth 5.0 on this one. So it's checking all the good boxes, including body temperature, IP67 waterproof. You've got a weather display on the unit as well, and of course customized dials. Looking at battery capacity of about 180 milliamp hours, give you about 12 to 15 days standby time and a week to 10 days of actual use. Not bad at all. All right, well, let's take a look at it. Here we have the charging cradle, interesting. And we have the watch itself in here. Wow. I presume that's the temperature module. And then here's the diode array for heart rate. I guess you could carry it as a pocket watch if you want to. And you can slap it in here. Nice, easy fit, not going to fall out. USB connector. We pop the bands on. I'll get that all ready for you and charge it up here in a moment. In the meantime, a quick look at the English part of the user's manual. Here we go. A couple of pages showing you the basic operation. There is the QR code for downloading the Glory Fit app. We've used that one on quite a few different watches, so you can either scan the QR code, or I recommend you just go over to the Google Play Store or use the link we have in the show notes. That'll get you over there as well. Some more basic information about the device. And another page. Relatively small typing. Hopefully you can see that if you zoom in on it. And that's it. The rest is Chinese. Alrighty, I'll be back once I put it together for you. Here we go. One button on the side, press and hold. Now, you probably know Mr. Ticks is frantically reviewing watches about every 2 to 3 days, so I don't have very long to spend with a watch. Well, this one happened to come in around Memorial Day weekend. So I got to spend a lot of time with it, and I really, really like it. This is a great watch. You're looking at the overall settings, silent or do not disturb mode. Your overall brightness can go down to there or blooming up to here. Decent brightness. It's easy relatively to see outdoors when you're full brightness. We'll shoot at about 50% for this. Find your phone and your overall settings, which gives you a selection of dial, your brightness we just looked at, info, off, and reset. Not a whole lot of stuff there. The magic comes now when you start getting deeper into what this thing can do. Swipe over and you immediately jump into live continuous temperature measurement. The ambient temperature at your skin and then the predicted temperature of your body, I guess interpolated, is shown up as well. And it's dynamic. It's actually moving. And if you noticed on the watch face I have it set to, the temperature's right there. Heart rate is right there, and step count is right there on this particular face. So you got it all, temperature and your step or your heart rate, which is pretty darn good. Keep going. You get into blood oxygen. It goes into a testing mode. Yes, indeed, it's using the red diodes for this. That's more accurate, we understand, than just the green diodes. It takes it a little while. It'll show you some numbers. It keeps changing until it iterates to the exact number, and then it'll stop. But it gives you a good overall reading should probably run between 95 and 99 typically, and I get those kind of numbers out of this. It supposedly will do continuous blood oxygen measurement, but it's been spotty. It's the only one that doesn't quite do it according to the cycle that you set every 10 minutes or every hour or whatever. Go again and you got your step count, distance, and calories burned. Here you go into the heart rate. Now, you have an actual progressive chart showing your beats per minute, your maximum and your minimum for the whole day from midnight to midnight, and it pretty well tracks what it says it's going to track. And you have a gauge. A lot of them don't even have a gauge. You can tell roughly where you are and exactly where you are right there. When you go again, you got last night's sleep time total. Yeah, had a really interesting, challenging night last night, and it reported it accurately. Your deep sleep and your light sleep are broken up there, more in the app, of course. And then you got the weather in your area as pushed from the phone app and set for either centigrade or Fahrenheit with the prediction of your overall weather. Yeah, this one doesn't do the forecast, but it does give you the overall range for the day and whether it's cloudy or sunny or whatever. And that's it. That's the last one. So you have those cards. Then you have, to this side, a whole bunch of stuff, including a training area, your status, your heart rate, which we just saw, blood pressure now, which we didn't see, blood oxygen, last night's sleep time, weather, a music player, messages, and more. More gives you a stopwatch and a timer, count up, count down, find your phone, all of that stuff is in the more. And then, of course, settings, which we already saw. So, what we skipped through here, the music player, I'm not going to go into detail. That would trigger the music on your phone to play from your phone. There's no speaker or microphone here. We wanted to look at blood pressure. This comes in, and it does a testing. It also is not something that does 24-hour continuous testing and reporting in the app. It's a one-time type of a test. Takes it a little while, and the results I'm seeing are lower than what I normally see with a cuff for my particular body, so it probably needs to be adjusted. Hopefully a linear factor. Yeah, 114. If I add 10 to that, about 124 over 77 is roughly okay. It would be within range, but it seems to be a little on the light side for me for the systolic. That's blood pressure. We saw heart and blood oxygen. Status now is our step count stuff. We saw that. And then training is where you have these different activities. Outdoor training. You have swimming, because this thing is decently waterproof as well. So you've got that, badminton, alpinism, climbing, I believe, walking, all of these things. Quite a few different activities. Spinning, bikes, yoga, sit-up, gymnastics, jumping jacks. Wow. Okay, all that's in training. And that we got to by swiping this way. Going up is your push notices sent from the phone if you're set up for doing that. And in terms of watch faces, it's got a good selection of them, and you can download some from the app as well. We'll show you that in a moment. There's a pretty colorful one. Here's one I downloaded from the app. We'll come back to that. Here's a bright full screen one. And a dark one if you want something simple at night, another digital one, and then the one that has a lot of data on it that we showed you. So jumping back over here, this one I really like. Just look at that thing. That is just such attention to detail. It's really, really good. It also shows me my actual battery level in percent, which very few of them do, and of course your temperature and weather condition as well as the time. It's got the twist your wrist, which is pretty responsive. So all in all, pretty good. Let's take a look at the Tethering app and how it hooks up, because that's where I want to show you a lot of the data that it collects. The bands are removable, and you saw this already. We've got the temperature probe. The green diodes are flashing there. And just to show you, let's get over here. Come on, be active with me. To the blood oxygen. And there's the red diodes in the same spot as the green diodes were. Pretty interesting, huh? Yeah. Okay, the app. From the Google Play Store, it's called Glory Fit. We've reviewed that before. It's a basic app with different cards for the types of features that the devices that you're using have. When you get it all set up and connected, you find you got your temperature in your area, the band connected there, your step count, your target, and all of those things are there. And when you go into it, you see the bar chart for the day of when you accumulated that and how you accumulated it, because it will automatically tell if you're walking or running or just what's happening. My biggest one was a walk from 9:19 to 9:58. It figured that out on its own. More will take you down for everything, for every step that you did today and how you did it. That's kind of cool. And, of course, you got weekly and monthly as well. Now we get into the fun stuff. Here's your heart rate. You can touch on any place, and it will tell you what your heart rate was at that time. And it's doing it every 10 minutes. I can touch here, get that same chart back, do the same kind of touching here, and get a little bit more detail of average heart rate, minimum, maximum, and the breakout percentages of the zones that you're in throughout that testing period, day by day by day. Like I said, I had it on all weekend long. This is so cool. Look at all of that. That's my real temperature, real time, every 10 minutes on the band, 24/7. Nice. Sleep record, similar kind of thing. Hard night last night, 2:11, went to bed, 6:33 getting up. Color-coded for deep, light, and awake. There's no REM sleeping. I wish that was on here. That would be a nice addition. But for your basic overall sleep cycles, it shows you. If you are awake, you'll get that in here as well. So your overall graph is there. You go into weekly, and it's going to show you averages and things related to your week of sleeping. So if you're trying to work on improving your sleeping, you can do that. Here's our blood pressure stuff. I ran a couple of records today. There they are. Yesterday, 1. You see, it's not continuous, and all of my readings are coming out on the low side. Didn't do one there. Did some earlier today to show you. So for me, that would be, I need to adjust it. You can remotely start from the app. And as we mentioned during COVID time, all last year, watches that have this remote capability, Bluetooth connected, are great if you have somebody wearing it that's suffering and trying to recover at home or even in the hospital, I guess. However, wherever you are, if you're within Bluetooth range of a phone, you can activate a lot of these testing things remotely by hitting the start button within the app. That is here in blood pressure for taking remote readings. In heart rate, when we were in here, you don't have an instantaneous heart rate reading capability, but it's doing it every 10 minutes. When you get into blood oxygen now, right here, and again, it's spotty. See, it's supposed to be doing it every 10 minutes. Now it sort of is, but I've been taking a lot of them manually as well right here, and you're seeing them on the graph. Here's yesterday, had a couple of them from 94, 97, and so forth. But it's not, for some reason, it's not really doing it regularly like I wish it would. And of course you can start it remotely as well. It will use the red diodes, right? As soon as it starts testing, if you're connected to it, it will stay on the red diodes. And that's blood oxygen. Body temperature, the dynamic is the chart here. We looked at that. You look here, anywhere you touch, you're going to get it. Took it off there at midnight 50 for a little bit, then put it back on. That did indeed show you the dip. Here's a dip that happened just as I took it off to get ready for doing the review again to test it out. Temperature's kind of all over the place for me for whatever reason. It's calculating all of that from midnight to noon today. Here's yesterday's temperatures. And I just did a little bit, I guess, way back on May 30th. I didn't have it set for the 24-hour continuous heart rate. I didn't know about that setting back here, and that's why you don't see other than a couple of little tests. But once I got that set up, it's there. This instantly gives you the test results. Boom, like that fast. Boom. and it's now sitting on the floor. The temperature probe is working with ambient conditions, and of course it's going to throw off your body because it's presuming that you have it on your body. So it's best to be wearing it to see if you're getting an accurate test. Is it accurate? Take a thermometer under your tongue and check it. Well, actually, under your tongue is going to always be higher, right, than your skin temperature. And these things are trying to measure your overall skin temperature and deduce that from the ambient temperature that it's actually reading from your skin and the area around it. Yeah, accuracy is something you have to kind of check out on your own. These are the different cards that are here, and that's the first tab, Sports. You have these different activities, and this is where it's kind of fun, that it integrates into the watch. So if you want to do a running, for example, you can either activate it from the watch or you can activate it from the app. And if you do it from the app, it'll integrate the GPS from your phone into the results from your watch, which will include heart rate and everything else. So this, acting as a note on your arm, will talk to your phone if you have your phone with you while you're doing your exercise. And if you start it from the phone, you get your GPS track. You go into here, you've got the different ones. Here's one that I initiated from the watch, and so I don't have any GPS track on it. The other one is one I did do from the phone, and it'll bring up the whole GPS track, which is in my area, and of course you don't want to see where I am, so we'll just bail out of that. But you saw it starting to go in there. You have walking and riding and rope skipping and swimming and all the different activities that you can get into right here on your phone in the GloryFit app, tethered to the watch. You get it all. The device, this is where you get all these things. The dial settings goes to the dial center and downloads the ones from the server to your phone that you could install. You have to swipe it up. There's the one I have in there right now, that fun little one. A lot of child ones look like in here, which is kind of cool. This could be a kid's watch for fun, I presume. And some other ones are in here as well. Those are available. You put in one, I'm pretty sure. Once you download it, it's here, so you don't have to be connected to the internet each time if you want to move that particular one over. And you can make your own custom picture with digital time that you can move around the watch any which way you like as well. 24/7 heart rate monitor, body temperature, blood oxygen, not blood pressure. Those are all on. I could do call reminders and SMS and app reminders, all those things. Sedentary, smart alarms. There's your twist your wrist and do not disturb, so you can say when in the day and when at night you don't want to be annoyed by the watch waking you up or vibrating or whatever. Basic universal settings. Here's where you can be European or metric, your time system, and so forth. So pretty robust app. Finally, the Me is where you have your target stuff, your weekly things. I'm going to show you that because you can set up an overall training plan in here for yourself. And then when you get into your weekly results, check this out. This is really robust. This is me. This is the Memorial Day weekend, May 30th up through June the 5th. It isn't even June 5th yet. It's June 1st. But that's the week it's going to be covering. And as it accumulates the data, it's going to give you the synopsis right here. And it's also going to tell you a little bit about it. And it's going to get deeper into the data. So this alone is a really nice feature I haven't seen on watches before, or haven't delved deep enough, I guess, into GloryFit or some of the other apps to get it out. And I usually don't wear it more than half a day to get some data to show you in a review. So you're really fortunate, especially your watch, you're really fortunate because you got some data on here that I can show everybody that can give us a big data kind of a look at my overall health based on several days average. And it'll do it weekly. And that's a special weekly report that you're finding in the GloryFit app, maybe with other devices that also tether to GloryFit, not sure, but for sure this one right here. And that is the app. And you've looked at the device itself. So what else can I tell you other than it is available directly from Banggood? It's called the QS16 PRO, 1.69-inch touchscreen. Got all of the things going for it, especially blood oxygen with red diodes and temperature 24/7 in a single unit, with automatic tracking of your activities that make up your step count, walking or running, when you did it, bar chart, the whole thing, and a weekly report that's pretty phenomenal into everything that it covers for you. So I'm smitten by this one. I like it a lot. It's good looking. It's lightweight. I think it's a keeper. It's the QS16 Pro, and that's it. Thanks for watching, gang. We'll see you again soon.